Good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Whenever it is that you are watching the broadcast. Hello, 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 hello. We are starting some moth. Good morning, Dorian. We're starting a little bit earlier. Well, we started a little earlier this morning, just by a minute or two. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever it is that you are watching the broadcast. Hello, hello, hello. It is Twanda. Good morning, Twanda. Good morning. It is wonderful to be able to connect with you. Wonderful to be able to say hi. What are you doing? What are you up to? For those of you who will be live, you know I like to play. So let's play this morning. Let's have fun. Let's have lively engaging discussions. For those of you who will hashtag it and replay it, thank you for hashtagging and replay it. Cousin Margie does it all the time. I appreciate you, cousin. For those who will be on and I don't know you on, I might not never know you on. Hey, 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 what's up? What's happening? And for those of you who will be used by Papa, at that time when I just need a little encouragement, I appreciate you. I appreciate you being used by Papa, the creator of the whole entire universe. Okay. Not just a portion of it, but I mean all of it. All of it. So, how we be? What we up to? Today we're talking about this notion of resolution is not NOT, not dependent upon what others do or don't do, say or don't say, go or don't go. It's not dependent upon how others show up. That, beloved, is the good news. So, yesterday we talked about it can be resolved within your heart. Good morning, Judith. Welcome, honey. Good morning. It can be resolved within your heart. It can be. And since it can be resolved within your heart, it's not outside of you. It's not dependent upon someone else's actions or lack thereof. If it was, oh my God, our lives would be so limited. Our lives would be so outside of our ability to manage at all if it were outside of us, if it were dependent upon someone else's actions and activities. So, resolution is not dependent upon what others do or don't do. It is not. Thank God for that. Because if it were, um, we would be at their mercy all the time. So, being resolute, I'm trying to get a good definition, firm decision to do or not. Resolution, resolving. That's really what I want. Resolve, full definition. A firm determination to do something. So coming to a conclusion, having closure, making a decision, getting to a point of just resolving it, letting it be done. Like there's this acceptance, there's this place of just settling a thing. Like, as a therapist, I have the privilege of being with people. And most of the being with is when they're having challenges in their life. Most of the time, that's when it happens. Rarely is it just because someone wants to be better. Most of the time, we go to therapists because we can't figure something out on our own, and we need help for somebody to walk with us through it. And so often individuals come believing that they need someone else to do something in order for them to be okay, mentally and psychologically and emotionally okay. I'm not talking about any physical abuse or anything like that. I'm talking about what happens in our minds. What happens is like, well, I can't be okay until she apologized. I won't be able to move on until this, that, and the other. Oh, no, 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 no. No, beloved. No, no, no. It's not dependent. Your wellness is not dependent upon someone else. Your wholeness is not dependent upon somebody else. Your inner peace is not dependent upon somebody else. Other people can affect us. Yes. Other factors can influence. Yes. But where you park, where you put your attention, where you focus is 100% up to you. Where you rehearse in your mind the narrative that goes on loop, you choose, beloved. So say that you're riding a white water rapids and things have gotten out of control. If you say, I'm going to die, I'm going to die, I'm going to die, right? Everything looks like you're going to die. But if you say, I'm going to live, I'm going to live, I'm going to live, I'm going to live, I'm going to survive, I'm going to live, the whitewater rapids are what they are. If you're in a really dangerous area, you're in the dangerous area and the weather is what it is. You can't control that. But whether or not you say, oh my God, these rocks are going to kill me, they're going to kill me, I'm going to flip over, I'm going to die, I'm just going to drown at the end of that cliff. Or if you say, no, I'm going to make it, I'm going to make it, I'm going to make it, I'm going to figure it out, it's going to work out. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to be at the camp eating breakfast, frying up some eggs. That, beloved, is what you get to choose. The whitewater rapids, the current, the rain coming down, the force of the river, whatever, you might not get to choose that. At least not once you're in it. You more than likely could have chosen whether or not you got in the raft, in the boat, whatever they ride with. You could have chose which river you was on, the time of the day, whatever. Like you could have chose all that ahead of time. But once you're in the middle of something, oftentimes we don't get to choose the current, the pace, the participants, all of that. But you do get to choose how you participate. I'm just saying. You get to choose how you participate. And if you find yourself having internal limiting dialogue, if you find yourself saying, they did this to me, I can't because of this, if only they would, then I would. Beloved, I need you to take your power back. I'm inviting you to ask yourself, what can I do? Show me what I can do. That's what I'd be like. Papa, show me what to do. What's my next move? What's the best step here? Because I don't know. I can't see it. But I know that there is one. I know that there's a best step. I know that there is a next step. Some of these things you got to train yourself to know in advance before you get on the whitewater rapids. Just know you're going to figure it out no matter what. No matter what comes your way, you will find a solution. Know that in advance. So when life does what life does, you'll be like, okay, I see that. I feel it. I don't like it. I want it to be done. What's my part? What's my part towards done? Let me figure out my part quickly so I can be moving. If I don't want to stay here, if this thing ain't working to me, I'm looking for the done exit door. I'm looking for done lesson. What's the lesson? Let me learn quick. I want to learn quickly my lesson so I can be done. You hear me? I want to learn the lesson sooner, quicker, faster, so I don't have to stay in this place that does not work for me. But there are always jewels to be mined, beloved. There are always jewels to be mined. So I don't want to miss the lesson. I don't want to leave the jewels behind. I want to get my jewels and get my gems. Right? Hey, Virginia. Good morning, sis. I want to get my jewels and my gems, and then I want to take them and get and apply them so that I grow, I expand, I increase, I become more. I don't want to go through a challenging situation and not learn the lesson. If I got to go through challenge, I want to get the lesson. If I've got to be on the whitewater rapids, almost hitting rocks, flipping over, going under, whatever. I want to know what the lesson was. What was the lesson, Papa, that I was to get on this here ride? So look, resolution, coming to a resolve, getting inner peace, conclusion, being done with the thing. It is NOT, not dependent upon what others do or don't do. Even if the thing is still going on, you can resolve how you're going to see the thing. You can resolve what energy you're going to give a thing. You can resolve how you're going to show up for a thing, as opposed to being dragged along because you haven't made a decision around this thing. Are you going to be free no matter what? Are you going to have peace sooner, quicker, faster? Are you going to find your joy when there isn't any reason to have joy, no external reason? Are you going to live as the fullest, highest, and truest version of yourself? Will you have prepared in advance your outcome? What's acceptable and unacceptable for you? For me and this house over here, we will serve the Lord. We will live in abundance. We will live from a place of freedom. We will walk out purpose and destiny, and we will have a blast while we're doing it. We will dance every chance we get. We will be free because bondage is not an option. Because you know what, beloved? There's a poem that I love, a little short. I don't even know if it's called a poem, but it's a poem. It says, 2 men sat behind prison bars. One saw mud and the other saw stars. They both, beloved, was behind the same prison bars, both of them. But their perspective, one looked up and saw possibilities and saw brilliance and light and the majesty of Papa's creation. The other looked down and only saw dirt and limitation and lack and no light, right? No brightness, no brilliance. Although dirt has some amazing properties in and of itself, but you get the point, right? You get the point. Good morning, Robert. Good morning and welcome. Get the point. So I'm inviting you, beloved. I am inviting you to experience the resolution that you want for yourself. And don't wait on anyone. Don't wait on anyone to offer you the freedom, because freedom is your birthright. You know that, right? Freedom is your birthright. Emotional freedom, psychological freedom, relational freedom. It is your birthright. You were born free. You were born free. Now, are you going to live that freedom out? Are you going to walk it out? Or are you going to yield to the different experiences and issues of life and forfeit your freedom because of whatever, the challenge, the whatever? You don't have to. You don't. You really don't have to. So yesterday, again, it can be resolved within your own heart. Because the reality of it is, it would be a cruel joke on humanity if we didn't have the capacity to resolve our own challenges outside of somebody else agreeing with us or being on the same page of us or whatever, apologizing. Because so many people have lost their love, the people who they would want resolution with, who they would want to apologize, who they would want explanations from, those people are no longer around or not accessible. So if my freedom, my wholeness was dependent upon me getting a I'm sorry from somebody, or whatever, that would be a cruel joke on humanity. So it's not necessary. It could be helpful. I get it. It could be helpful. Sometimes it can help us to, speed up some things. But I'm going to invite you not to wait on it. I'm going to invite you to be in action towards your freedom anyway. I'm going to invite you to not need it, beloved. I'm going to invite you to take the next step, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. I'm going to invite you to be okay. And just to be determined that I'm going to resolve this because I want this space. I want to live out freedom. I want to live out my wholeness. You are already whole and complete. You don't need somebody else's apology for you to be whole and complete. Do you want to live in freedom? That's the only question on the table. If it's yes, then resolve that you're going to resolve this. Right? You see what I did there? Resolve within yourself that I'm done with this. I'm going to resolve. And not from a nasty, not from a forget them, I'm not thinking about them, not from that place, but from a place of my life is amazing and valuable and life-giving. My life is beyond anything that I could ever have considered. And so as a result of that, since my life is already that, I'm not forfeiting it for sadness. Although there's a place and a time for sadness, but I'm not forfeiting it for parking in sadness on purpose when I could choose wholeness. Okay? All right, beloved. All right. Now, I want to invite you to join the More Love Please movement. Now, if you go on there and it tells you that you need to do a PayPal email address or sign up for an account, you don't have to. If you just use your regular email address, you will be okay, right? If you just use your regular email address, you will be okay. So you can simply do that, right? You can simply use your regular email address and you will be fine. All right. And so join the More Love Please movement. And how we are in action. Y'all remember that? Go to my website, drkatherineejames.com, and click on More Love Please. It will bring you to the screen. $13 a month or $150 to sponsor a show. I look forward to hearing from you and looking forward to who will be our next sponsor. And I want to invite. So I think we're still working out the rooms with the Queen's Adventure. So we may still have a room available for the Queen's Adventure, but I want to. Let me just put the link. I'll just put the link to the Queen's Adventure for anyone who's interested in going. It is. Good morning, Ray. Good morning. So good to see you. It is September 21st through the 24th. So for anyone who is interested in the Queen's Adventure, there is the link. And it might just be about one room left at this point. All right, beloved, at the moment that Abba gave us our breath, me and you, we forfeited, we relinquished, we gave up the right to not be amazing. You and I do not have the right to not be amazing. I love you. Have a phenomenally amazing day. And I will talk to you soon, tomorrow.